Hello and welcome back to Energy Center Live. I'm Chip McGuff, and with me as always is Jackie Stone. You know, there's one critical system in a home that uses more energy than any other. As you might have guessed, we're talking about your heating and cooling system.
Today, we're going to drill down and discuss one of the most important components of the heating and cooling system, the supply and return ducts. Think of them as the conditioned air circulatory system of the home. And if air is moving through them freely, and you seal those ducts properly, well, you're going to have a healthier home and conserve an enormous amount of energy. Here's a typical layout of a heating and cooling system, or as we sometimes refer to it, an HVAC system. The heating and cooling units condition the air and then send it out into the supply ducts to heat or cool the various living spaces inside the house. The air provides comfort to those spaces and then returns to the heating and cooling units through the return ducts.
A home duct system is an intricate network of various sizes and types of ductwork, which are all joined by a multitude of connections.
Now, if these connections leak air, then we have several problems. First and foremost, air leaks are a huge waste of energy. All of the work of the HVAC system is being thrown away. Secondly, duct leaks rob the house of the heated and cooled air it needs, leaving the living spaces either too hot or too cold.
If the leak is on the supply side, then unstable air pressure in the house can become a problem. Unlike a football, deflating the air pressure in a home won't score any touchdowns with the homeowner.
And if the leak is on the return side, your system is going to draw in air from the attic or crawl space, which is not only unconditioned, but could contain pollutants. Air leaks in the ducts are going to cause the heating and cooling units to be off their game, resulting in higher utility costs and shortened life of the equipment.
So to keep those ducts from leaking, the code details a few specific requirements that will ensure an efficient system.
That's right, Chip. There are lots of connections in a duct system, and these must all be sealed by an approved sealant.
This means either UL 181 tape or mastic or a combination of both. And just so you know, many energy experts, myself included, prefer mastic as a superior sealer. Jackie, sometimes we see wood cavities built to channel the supply air, but North Carolina code doesn't allow them. They can leak huge volumes of air. Before designing a game plan for a heating and cooling system, there are specific steps that should always be taken and are considered best practices. Make sure the HVAC system is the correct size by following the guidelines in Manual J, a standard in the HVAC industry.
Once you know the size of the system, use Manual D to design the duct system. Otherwise, the rooms in the house may not get the air they need. As builders know, their customers place a high priority on comfort, so design it right.
And comfort's very important to me.
Well, that's pretty obvious, Chip. But back to ductwork. Once the system is designed properly, it's critical to make sure it's installed for high performance.
That means everything has to be well sealed, hopefully as tight as my belt after that lunch I had earlier. Now, let's take a closer look at one example of a connection where ducts connect to the HVAC system. The connection is called a takeoff. This is literally where the air takes off from the unit and branches out to all the various living spaces.
So the duct should connect to a collar, which fits inside a larger portion of the HVAC system. To make this connection airtight, we attach the flex duct to the collar using a plastic strap.
Then we apply mastic to seal the flex duct to the collar and the collar to the plenum. Finally, we pull the insulation over the flex duct and seal it to the collar with another plastic strap. Another example of high priority leak locations is the cabinet where the blower resides, called the air handler.
That's right. The blower handles the air flowing through the HVAC system. Typical leakage locations include seams in the cabinet and connecting parts, holes for the refrigerant and condensation pipes, and metal boxes for holding the air filter. Since this part of the system is at the highest pressure, make sure all of the seams, holes, and penetrations don't let any air out or in.
Seal it as tight as a drum. There are lots of other leaks that may need sealing. Once they're sealed, the system should work the way it's supposed to.
It's hard to know if the system is airtight by just doing a visual inspection, so the North Carolina Energy Code requires that duct systems be tested. Testing should be done with a duct blaster, fan assembly, and a manometer. Now, when the duct system is pressurized to 25 pascals, you want to have no more than 6% air leakage in the system. Calculating the percentage is easy. Simply divide the CFM reading on the manometer by the square feet of the area being conditioned by the system. Let's look at an example. Let's say you're testing a duct system that's serving 1,800 square feet of the second floor of a home. You've run a test and your manometer is giving you a reading of 94 CFM. Divide that number 94 by 1,800, the square feet being served, multiply that by 100, and you have 5.2% duct leakage.
Remember that every system in the home should be tested. It's not uncommon to have 3 systems in a 3-story house. Once testing is completed, the results should be reported on the Energy Efficient Certificate so that future homeowners know that all the airflow stays within the ductwork. Air flowing out of leaks is just money flowing out of your pocket.
So that's the code for sealing and testing ducts. Considering the large amount of energy needed to operate a home's heating and cooling system, properly sealing the ducts can lead to tremendous savings
And create a very comfortable home. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns, always refer to the most current North Carolina building code requirements or visit the NC Energy Efficiency Alliance website at ncenergystar.org. I'm Chip McGuff.
And I'm Jackie Stone. Thanks, and we'll see you next time on Energy Center Live.